Fieldsy, this game was so entertaining, like back and forth. I mean, is that everything you hope for to start the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think it has a little bit of everything too, right? Just to experience that type of game, the ebbs and flows where we were winning at times, we were losing at times. You know, special teams came in huge in the end too, and just to be able to hold on to a lead like that and play smart offensively, defensively, transition, and obviously Hutchie shutting the door in the end was huge for us. So we haven't beat that team yet until now, so it feels good to start the season on a win.
I know it's game, but last year there were so many conversations post game about not playing 60 minutes or second half collapses. So how nice is it? It really did look like from start to finish, you guys were engaged the whole night.
I think so too, and we said last year it wasn't like we were young, but it's just another year, right? It's more experience, it's playing together, it's realizing that this league you could win and lose in the span of 2 minutes, right? Let a game get out of control. So just to keep the foot on the gas the whole time, whether it was going our way, whether it was going their way, if you heard the chatter on the bench, it was just let's keep going, let's stay focused, and even when they were going on their run, and worked out for us. So it's a big win for us in a tight game against a team we haven't beat, who's a very good team this year. We'll take it.
The broadcast, you're by no means a one-dimensional player, but for whatever reason, top of the zone, middle onto the net, you just kept finding time and space. Were you seeing something there that you weren't on the left or right side?
Yeah, they were keeping their bottom guy anchored, so they were really worried about us getting underneath as an offense. So I felt like, and it's a credit to those guys who were with me on the left side as well as, the guys on the right drawing attention. They're the ones who really were creating all the space, and I just found myself in some spots a couple of times. And I think at first I was, to start the game, I was clutching a little bit. I was pausing for a sec, letting them set up while I was trying to, get around a screen. So I think just coming into the second quarter, I was talking to a bunch of the guys and the coaches, and it was just, as soon as you catch it, if you see a shot, let it go. Don't let them set up. And I think if you saw a couple, obviously the goals, that's how they went in, is just knowing where I was going to shoot and just, sticking to it.
Like points versus shifts. Like I think in hockey, people talk about how you're making your debut after your first shift. You kind of get your legs under you. For you here, is it like I get my first assist or I get my first goal, then it starts to all flow?
I mean, offensively, I think if you talk to any offensive guy, it doesn't necessarily have to be a point, right? It's just getting hit or getting a big loose ball or any type of momentum play can get you into a game. And I think as an offensive player, and I think most offensive players in the leagues, when they get hot, they're tough to stop. So it's just however you get involved in the game, whatever gets you going and dialed up, is what you got to do. And for me, it's whatever it takes: a loose ball, a goal, an assist, getting back on defense, shutting down transition, whatever was a momentum play. And then you get back to the bench and hear the guys pumping you up for that type of play, and just you build off that. So it was a fun game.
I asked Coach earlier this week, how does Connor elevate his game to another level? And he said something that he saw in the exhibition games was how you were able to really just give it off to other guys, maybe not have that sole fear of you have to take over a game and you can rely on those other contributing guys. You definitely did that tonight with 7 assists. Is that something that you've really been thinking about in the offseason and now entering the regular season as well?
I think it's obviously we're one team, right? So whatever it takes to win, I think just whatever the flow of the game is, right? If it's the ball on my stick, if it's me winding up and I'm getting lanes to shoot, if defenses are playing like that where they're jumping out in the lanes and there's other guys open, we dress 7 guys. I know all of them could score any game, right? So as you can see tonight, I think everyone scored on the offensive end. So it's just easy playing with guys like that who are all threats and who are all dangerous and draw attention, all of us. So I think personally that's something I tried to do though this offseason, was watching some film, but really just seeing how defenses were playing us as a unit, and me in specific, and how I could be better, because you want to be better every year, right? So that was something I spent in the offseason, and I think credit to the guys that got open today, and they buried their opportunities.
Even if you look back at last year's game against Vegas, in the second half they really started to pick up the pace, and that's when things kind of got away from you guys. To face some adversity and some penalties there in the second half, how proud are you of the guys to really just put that behind you and take, again, another evolution in your guys' whole philosophy, really?
especially like you said, right, going into the second half, and we took a couple penalties, and I think they scored on one or two, and just the flow wasn't on our side, right? And it could have been easy just to be down and, be mad and blame the refs, but they called penalties. They saw penalties, and, they were penalties. So just for us to be able to stick to the game plan and fight through that adversity and just play our game, I think we're really tough when we play our game. We're tough to beat. So it's just sticking to that and trusting ourselves and trusting each other.